What's good, visionaries? Welcome back to another episode here of the podcast setup of Liberia to the world. This is the second time you guys seen us here. You saw us on the previous episode. So we're back again with another one. We're going to cut the intro pretty quick. This is a video. It's a little old, not a little old, a little bit, probably like 8 years ago or so that came out.
I think it was 11 years ago.
11 years ago. So the views of these individuals in the video may not be the same today. However, though, the idea still lingers. The ideology, the conversation is still going on. So we'll go ahead and play the video. You guys to see the video as well, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
There's a great online documentary show called The Vice Guide to Travel. Have you ever heard of it?
It's terrific.
Yeah. Did you ever see their episode on Liberia?
I saw the Liberia episode. It was a little lurid, but it wasn't false. It was a true picture of it told the truth about Liberia for sure.
That's a great way to describe it. I mean, they obviously went after the juice, but I mean,
well, if you're looking for juice, you'll find it. I mean, General. I think they were with General Buck Naked.
Yeah. Folks who don't know who he is, he's a guy who goes into a battle naked,
except for his boots.
And he's killed the enemy's babies, and he drinks their blood because he thinks it makes him immortal. And he's admitted to this. I mean, this guy is like, it's crazy.
So yeah.
And now he's a preacher.
Yeah. I thought he was in the government. Actually, he's a preacher now.
I believe he's a preacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
it's a very
surreal.
It's that in many ways the history of that country resembles a really bad acid trip. You know, people essentially who'd been taken from all over Africa, were returned to Liberia, a country that none of them really had roots in. And they became sort of an aristocracy and based their country entirely on the American model, very red, white, and blue. So it was in many ways this little America in Africa, and then things went really, really bad.
Whoa. Africa fucking freaks me out.
I mean, there's the video, guys. So first of all, before we even get started, just go ahead and comment below your thought about this video. Like we said, the video is pretty old, from 11 years ago. However, though, do you still hear this conversation and stuff? What's your first thought about this? Because there are two things for me, I think, right? One is obviously the documentary was about something that happened, and they portray and show live what happened. So there's no denying, Liberia went through civil war and things like that. However, though, we all know that those things were shown on TV a lot, or at least on other media sources a lot, to portray what's going on, and that has smeared like the idea of Africa. You know what I mean? Because this guy said Africa.
Yeah, Africa.
That's the part I wanted. What do you think about that? At least that statement, because this video, I think the main thing from this video is that statement.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I go back to just saying, image is everything. Africa has been doing a good job changing the image of of the continent. But we'll just talk about Liberia. Because we're Liberian, and I just think that we need to do a better job changing the image. Even though the video is 11 years old, it's on the internet, it lives pretty much forever. We was able to find it. Anyone can find it. If you want to travel and do business in Liberia, you're looking it up, you're gonna come across that, and it's gonna scare you. So, it's an image thing. So
and also Liberia and Africa as a whole, right? So the idea of people like I said, maybe I'm pretty sure this is 11 years ago. Joe Rogan doesn't think that way anymore and stuff like that.
I don't think so.
We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know. But it's not about him. It's about the statement and how that affects the idea. And as like I said, bro, like years ago when I was living in Ghana, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, I was like ashamed to say I was from Ghana, to say I was from Liberia. You know what I mean? And the good thing, what helped me was I learned the Ghanaian language, and I was able to speak the Ghanaian language and local language. But to say I was from Liberia, the only thing like, oh, you guys are, like a war-torn country. Which, like we said, it happened. You know what I mean? Like, we're not denying the fact that it happened, but how can we change that idea? How can we have people not say the whole continent freaks them up because of a few things that happen? You know what I mean?
We just need to create content that shows Africa in a better light, and I think Africa's been doing a good job doing it, man. And I hate seeing videos like that. It's because it was during the wartime.
Yeah.
And if you look up, you put Liberia, that's still the #1 video that you see is that Vice, that Vice episode of Liberia. It's still #1. I think it has like millions of followers. So views. So.
But okay, here's the thing though, right? There's a two sides to this. I'm thinking. Okay, one, do we still need these out there?
The videos?
Yeah, those kind of videos out there, or we don't. Because we all know what role history plays.
Yeah.
In the new generation, knowing.
I think what we need is to create more content. Then that'll just fall down as zero. So if we can get a video that the views is higher than that, that'll fall down into the hay.
Yeah,
and it won't even come up. So I think it's okay. Let it stay up there because you got to know your history to know where you're going. So yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And but I'm not gonna lie though. Like you said, Africa is doing great. I'm not lying because now, especially Liberia too. And for all of you guys out there who are putting content out and great job. Let's keep doing it because at least now, even though when you search Liberia, you may still get that video.
Yeah.
But that's bro. Like when I used to search Liberia, that was the only thing that used to come up. The guy eating the heart.
Yeah.
Whoever that would be like the first thing.
Yeah. That's the first thing. Yeah. It's we need to just create more content, man. We need to keep pumping out new content, showing the country in a better light. I don't know, like even with the whole tourism, showing how beautiful it is. We have beautiful beaches. There's a lot to do in Liberia. We just need to change. We need to change all of that, man. So
and the fact that yes, those things happen, but a country in Africa has the ability to move forward.
Yeah.
Look, we talk about what's it, Rwanda.
Oh yeah,
Rwanda. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You can't. I know the video of Rwanda's out there with the genocide and everything they had. But right now, if you put Rwanda in on any platform, that's not coming up. That's
way. But you have to search.
Yeah, you're gonna
all the
search,
way down for that.
You'll hear like, the cleanest country in
Africa.
Africa.
and then they're like
all these nice things.
One of the countries that employ the most women.
Yeah.
And these women, they're not just employing it because they're women, but these women are actually striving, bro.
Yeah.
Doing things like higher education skills and manufacturing and technical skills, electric engineering, everything.
Yeah,
they're doing it.
That's how everyone can play a part. Instead of us bad mouthing the country, let's put out good information about the country. Let's just speak about the country in a better light. Because I always say this to like Liberia, like the young ones when I talk to them. I say. You tell somebody you're from Liberia, and if they look up your country, would you feel happy on what they see? And then it falls into respect too. Who's gonna respect you if? Let's just talk about government officials or the people in the higher that can control things. How do you expect to have people respect you if you can't basically help your people and you're a leader?
Yeah.
So no one's gonna.
That's gotta be embarrassing, man. I don't gonna lie. If I was a government official, I would not like going to visit other countries.
No one will listen to you.
I don't gonna like visit. I'm not gonna lie.
Who will listen to you if you mismanage money? All right, prime example. You say you're a financial advisor. You mismanage money. Who's gonna give you their money? Pretty much that's how you gotta look at it. Who's gonna invest in a country where the money does not trickle down to the people? That's some of our struggle. But what we can do is just. Everyone else just speak good about Liberia, man.
How is that going to change? That's the thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like we go to Liberia. We were kind of within the inner workings of the country now, and we know that there are money in Liberia.
Oh yeah.
However, though, it's just amongst a few. Bro, like you just said, like two things, right? One is conscience-wise. How are you gonna feel? If you're in a position to like better people's life, but you're literally just benefiting yourself the entire time. Number one. Number two, you're representing a country. Let's say you leave Liberia, go outside, a country that's everybody just looked down upon. I have an example because when I was in school in Ghana, bro, first semester, because I'm in Liberia, bro, I was going to Cathedral. And what school did you go to in Liberia?
I never went to school in Liberia. I started school here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I started school here. So I don't know. I like to listen to a lot of.
So yeah, I mean, when I went to school in Liberia, it was mainly just you pay for your grades. Most people, we all know, like you pay for your grades. If you have money, we go to class, we skip class, we do everything. At the end of the semester, you give your teacher a little bit of money here and there, stuff like that. You pass. But so when I went to Ghana, it was a little struggle. It took me like a year or two for me to catch up because that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So then after I was there. The first year or two, bro, like I'm gonna tie this back to what we're talking about. Meaning, like, the teacher used to put the list of your grades on the board, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and they'll put a red line to anybody that fall below, like, the average that is good.
Yeah.
And all the names below that, bro. Like, we walking around campus, like, it's embarrassing, bro.
Man.
Like, everyone looking at you, this nigga, he's stupid. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel the same.
You have to work hard.
You have to work hard.
It's an incentive for you to. Your image is everything. You want to work hard. Yeah.
So I don't know how these people go out there and knowing the country is like that, and you walk around in other countries and stuff like that, man. But
and then like people think, oh, I just want to come to America. That's your outlet. It's really not, because if you think about it, when you move here, you start from the bottom. Unless you have family here and they're well established. Well, let's say you come here by yourself. Most people do, or they come here that people don't. They're not established. Just starting from the bottom. Yeah. Investing back in your country will probably get you to have more money or whatever you want faster than working a 9 to 5 here. So Liberia being a better country, it helps everyone. Everyone that's Liberian. So
what is do you have hope for Liberia though? I know you've said this here and there, and we're doing things that shows that we at least have. Do you truly have hope for Liberia? Like, as far as, like, we've been to other countries. Yeah. We keep mentioning Ghana or other countries because that's where we frequent, or at least we've been to a few times and stuff like that. Yeah, we know the inner workings a little bit, and I lived there for years. Do you think that's gonna get to a point where Liberia is gonna be like Ghana? And like, how far in the future is that gonna be? What is it gonna take?
I really think it's not that far.
Bro, Liberian people, I don't know about it.
No, I'm serious. It's not that far.
I mean, I believe it, but I don't think.
No, I think it's not that far because of the neighboring countries. Because the countries surround.
But Liberian people always like. We've done a video before, where some people did say, "Oh, good." But like, there were a lot of comments. That people say, "Oh, why are you comparing Liberia to Ghana? Why are you just comparing?" Liberia to Ghana? But I mean, they don't want to learn from anybody else.
Believe it or not, West Africa's connected. So eventually we're gonna have a road connection to in and out of the country. It happens now. If you see all these Liberians, I'm going to Ghana to vacation.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to Ghana to do this, or I'm going to Nigeria, or I'm going to Ivory Coast.
Yep.
I was just on the phone with one of my friends. He told me he's in Ivory Coast right now.
Yeah.
So when exposure is everything, when they see that, people have ideas. Yeah. People start thinking, oh, maybe I can do this. They see a good business idea. Maybe I can do this. So I don't think it's far away. The key to this whole thing is the people that live in like Europe, the U.S., and everywhere else, because we pretty much have the most capital. Because of the countries we live in, we need to invest back, and we need to invest and open businesses and hire people. That's the key. Because once you do that,
so I mean, you mentioned I thought about that before. Do you think though the key to the progression of Liberia relies heavily on diaspora Liberians? Investing.
Definitely. Every other you name Ghana, Nigeria, that's where it's coming from.
Like. But I don't know, man. Like, so do you think it has to take a change in Liberia for like the acceptance of Liberia, the indigenous Liberia in Liberia? Because we've experienced something like that before. Where you go to like, yes, but at the same time they don't work. Like they're like, oh, you come from.
We're not. That's the thing. We're not going there and saying, oh, let's work together. We're going there to employ. There's a difference. If I'm providing you, if I'm paying your salary, if you've been looking up to the government for your whole life, and I come in there, I open a company, I hire 300 people, you have study money coming in, this and that. The more of us that do that, the more accepting they'll accept.
Man, that's a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
Because there's
like,
no
that was my question. I'm like, Because that's my question. That's how conflict starts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, those are Liberians that came. The same thing when I don't know too much about Liberian history, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when the American Liberian came and the indigenous and the, you know, like the classism and shit like that started happening.
Yeah, the people wasn't eating. Once you have hungry people, they're gonna have to eat something. So
the guy said in the video, hungry people are angry people.
Exactly. So you go in there with intentions of, oh, I'm gonna start a company, I'm gonna employ my people. If we get 2,000-3,000 of us doing that, you don't have to be on a high scale.
That's the key though. So you mentioned that. That's the key, bro. I've thought about that. I'm like, how is it gonna be where Liberians from America or anywhere in the world go to Liberia, and then local Liberians are like, okay, yes, you know, we're open, let's make it happen. Because there's always a little bit of this animosity between, like, oh, like to feel like you're not, you know, when they started labeling us December, we used to like funny a little bit, but then like people really started like, it's like a stereotype now and stuff like that, that are associated with just bad stuff. So then, but you're right, like, people should, like, guys, that's what it is, man. I mean, like, that's it's not out there. We just go with your plan and just roll it out.
Yeah, we're not there to say, oh, let's partner. I mean, you can partner with some people who have a good head on their shoulder. Yeah. And, you know, if you have trust in them, but, you know, just the model. We all here work at companies. You see their business model. You see how they run with their employees. You see everything. We all work here. So you take some of that and take it back there and just, you know, duplicate it, mimic it, and get some people hired. Start with 5 people, 2, 3, 4. If a whole bunch of us do it, we get a whole bunch of people employed. That's how you change government. Now we have influence over the people. And once we have influence over the people, we can put the right people in power. But us sitting there telling somebody, oh, hey, go vote for this person, when they're bringing them rice or whatever else for them to eat, you're like, what have you done for me? You know? So that's what we need to do. So that's what I'm saying. It's based heavily on a connection of West Africa, having other investors come in from other African countries, and the key is people in the diaspora to invest back home and hire people, give them jobs.
Isn't there a trade thing that opened in Africa? Where's that?
Yeah, people are working. There's some people working. I mean, we can do more, but I don't know what trade.
Wasn't like some kind of trade opening? Wasn't there a West African trade something that was?
The free trade agreement.
Yeah.
That's a continental free trade.
Yeah, something like
agreement.
that.
Yeah, you can go live and work anywhere in West Africa.
And stuff like that.
I think they're building a highway now that connects all the countries. So, I mean, the video we just watched, the only group of people that can change this is Africans. Yeah, so you can't have other people tell your story, tell your country story. They don't know, they don't care. They don't really even have to go there. You know, when we're all the way on the top, trust me, they'll come. What they say you build,
so it's like, okay, how do you feel though? So like, what you just said makes sense. So when you see things like that, do you get upset with the person who says that?
No.
Why?
Because they're not invested. They're doing it for content, pretty much. They're doing it to just get an audience. They're not invested in the country. They don't live there. They have no money there. They have nothing there. So they're just there. The people I'm mad at is the people that allowed them to come in here and record it. Like the government people or whoever. Those are the people who should be upset with. Why would you want somebody to portray your country in this light or show your country in this light?
Because that makes sense. I mean, some of it was like more, you know, it comes into the dictatorship and all that stuff. But like some countries out there, they don't
let you do that.
Don't permit that thing.
They don't let you do it. What?
It happens, but let's keep it in the family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because we all know negative stuff like those things. Like that's what goes.
Yeah.
Where's the Liberia to the world? I keep forgetting. Is it Liberia to the world?
The Liberia, the number 2 sign.
Okay, Liberia
to the world.
To the world. Okay, so go ahead and check us out on Instagram. Also, send us a DM if you're in Minnesota. Would love to have a guest on the show every now and then. That would be perfect. If you're not, we can do a video.
Yeah.
We can record a video, pre-record a video thing.
And if you're doing anything in Liberia, like if you have let's say you have a business and you want people to work for you and whatever, just hit us up. We'll try to find you good people, because we know a lot of guys that help us out when we're in Liberia. Like, we always rotate them. When we're out there, we get some people to help us out. So if you have some stuff going, you need some good people to work for you, we can refer some people, or just we'll put it out on the video so some people can see it. Put your contact information. So
give it a little bit. Let's talk about something that we came across not too long ago. A video of Cummings, right? In an interview, I don't know what country was it. Nigeria.
Sounds like Nigeria
or something like that. And he made some key points. And let's watch that video. And also, as you're watching these videos, guys, when we put it up on the screen, just comment right away as you're watching it. Comment your thoughts and what you're thinking basically on that as well. We're gonna watch the video and also kind of give our opinion, our thoughts, and react to the video. So let's play the video.
Invest in the right things. We will ensure integrity in governance. We will change the dynamics of how our country has been run historically. And so for all this, I'm the only person running who has had the experience I've had in the private sector. Because I strongly believe that the private sector will be one of the key drivers of change in Liberia. We've been too dependent on this thing called government, and government has a key role to play. But we will make sure we embrace the private sector, create the right environment for the private sector to thrive, create jobs, generate new taxes. We need to invest in tourism in my country. We have 350 kilometers of beaches, so ecotourism can thrive in Liberia. And so we'll do many, many things different, but we'll make choices in terms of how we go about doing that.
He makes sense, bro. I mean, he makes sense. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, we've been talking about private sector. We've been saying this for like, I don't know, since the first time I went to Liberia, I just came back.
Too.
I'm like, this thing is in our hands.
Yeah. You see a lot of things that's lacking in Liberia when you get there, especially if you're a guy that's into business. Everywhere you go, there's a need for something, and where there's a need, there's a business. So exactly what he was saying, man. If government can just invest with the private sector, invest in the private sector.
So is this an endorsement of Cummings that we're doing?
No. I just honestly, it could have been anybody.
Anybody who said that, right?
Anybody who said that. Anybody who's talking like that, to me, I agree with it, because that's pretty much our vision on Liberia as well.
So I mean, we haven't dug deep into Cummings and really get to know him. So basically, what we're saying here is just about the statement he made, and it could have been anybody who said it, but that statement hit hard with us, and I think it should with Liberians everywhere, man, because we said it before. The government, the government has a key role, like he said, in making things happen. But I feel like we Liberian, we just sit down and be like, oh, the government, like we had this conversation in the other video. If you had a president, and let's say the president didn't turn out to be the way and then people would just sit there and we're gonna wait until the entire term's over and see what the other president can do for us. But not like what can we do? What, like, you know what I mean? Like, establish businesses, find opportunities. Yes, it's gonna be challenging a little bit if the government is not involved. However, it can be done.
I think government's for regulations, just to make sure you're treating your employees good, or everything is fair. I think they should be in charge of if business is fair, but they should not be providing business. So it should be
business should be
but they should just be in charge of, if, like, let's say you and I are doing business together, no one is pretty much screwing the other person over. This and that. Should be laws in place, regulations.
It's like
that's what governance.
200 people, like
that's what governance
500
is.
people, like the core.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
64
representatives, the cabinet, the auditor, all everybody come together. But like the country has 4 million people. So like, do you know how many ideas can come from like 4 million people?
4 million people.
You know what I mean?
So, and our country's not that big, so it's like, we can do this. This is something that can be done, and it can be done in the next 10 years. I strongly believe it if we all just dial in.
I believe it, man.
Yeah, so, and I always say this to the guys here, when we're in the barbershop, we're talking, and they're always talking about government, this person do that.
They're passionate about it.
I asked them one question. I'm like, do you work, right now, where you work, is it a government job? How many times have the government came and they said, oh, is the government taking care of you, or give me your company's name, I'll Google it and I'll tell you where that CEO came from, where they was born. I'll know everything about your CEO and tell you when they started the company, how much money they started with, where they got their funding. All of that stuff is public information. So and that's a private company. So most of them, they don't have government jobs, but we complain about government all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we only complain about it for when it comes to Liberia, but you don't complain about it here because you work for some guy.
I know.
He's paying your bills and everything. Well, not paying your bills, but
I mean, I agree, man, and that hit hard. That hit hard. I think also this is we're gonna revisit this topic as far as that statement he made and just in general.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the key right now to Liberia. Like privately, we taking the initiatives and doing things to make the country go forward.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that if you care about your people back home, that's the key for everything. Because just imagine giving the youth jobs. You know, the youth is the future. If they're not doing anything, that means our country's not going anywhere. Yeah. So it's like if we can give them jobs to at least pay them enough that they can pay for education, give themselves housing, you know, just change their way of living, the country will improve. And the younger ones, then they have ideas, they have enough money to start different businesses, and that's how we grow as a ladder. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Definitely. Yeah, so there it is, guys. Like we said, thank you so much for watching. Let us know, hit us in the comment section. Please go and follow Liberia, the #2, the world on Instagram. Send us a DM if you'd like to be on the show. Also, throughout the podcast, we will be taking maybe like a 10-20 seconds break to promote businesses. So if you have a business locally in the States or back in Liberia, hit us up on Instagram, Liberia2 the world on Instagram, or also I don't know what the email is, but I'll put the email at the bottom of the video. You can shoot us an email as well, and we can get it, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, comment. You know, we want to hear from everyone that's watching this. You know, let's just keep the conversation going. Let's build this community, and let's all contribute. And maybe 10 years from now, we'll be looking back like, hey, you know, we started just talking about this. Look what we built now. So so let's do it. All right,
guys. See you in the next one.
Okay.